Hello everybody and welcome back to the wonderful Crossroads. We have a fantastic crew again today. We've got Rick, hello Rick.
Howdy, Fed.
And we've got Trillian, hello Trillian.
Hello, Fun.
And we've got Derpman around here, derping around, being a little derpy derp.
Hello, hello. Hello, bad man.
Hey,
Up on your head.
Nothing new there, so I think gentlemen to your harvesters, and Trillian, I think you've got the odd jobs routine today, haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So,
Very
we
odd.
plan to do a forage harvest today. I think it'll be next episode, though. Because, didn't get everything done. There's a lot to do. And playing Factorio. I'm blaming Factorio. Oh my gosh, that game's so addictive. So much to do. Yeah, modded Factorio. Right, so we're off and running again. Canola harvest, don't know how long this will take us, but we'll see.
2.5 minutes? Oh no, it's actually a bigger field. Okay, that's fine. Slightly longer than 2.5 minutes.
It is now late summer, so we could be expecting rain at any time.
Ooh, sorry Rick.
We could expect rain at any time after today. Like it'll be fall, so we decided we were gonna, instead of speeding up time and doing the forage harvest, we wanted to get this done and get the cows sorted and make sure everything is a-okay and ready, and then we'll speed it up and we'll have a forage harvest for next episode. Well, that's the plan anyway. The plan, Stan.
We don't do plans, do we? That's exactly what happened with Rick. Is I tried to switch it onto GPS mode, and it just kind of, because of the speed, it was making wild and massive corrections to the steering.
And it's all over the place.
I mean, it's fine. You can that's what it is. It's because it's trying to correct the steering to that line, and it's when you're going at speed, it makes massive corrections rather than making small corrections. Whereas if you go at speed when you're already straight and steering it, it's fine.
It yo-yos.
Yes. And I think the reason that it does it when you're on tractors rather than the tippers is because the tractors obviously have the pull of the equipment pulling it to one side, and they're always correcting. So I didn't realise that before, but now I feel like I made a discovery, and it's probably, yeah, hey, Fat, everyone was there like 3 billion years ago. Everyone already figured that one out. It's not news.
Everybody but you.
Yeah, well.
So I'm curious about the field leasing. The squirrely was on it. He harvested field 10. We leased the field, and it had barley on it. We leased it because we needed the barley for making the beer. And it still shows we own it, even though we harvested. So it already had that stuff planted. So I'm just curious if now we get, like, that didn't count as the harvest, and we still get to seed it and harvest. Fed, I should be fine to get to the other end.
Yeah, I figured that you're at 11%, so.
Okay, I'll do this.
I would have
Why
come
didn't that
alongside
load
you,
down?
but there was a tree, so I figured that I wouldn't.
You thought, no.
I thought if I come on and wrap the truck around the tree, you might not like me very much.
Okay. Why don't you fix it?
Well, I can press the Z button, so that's all good.
As long as you're crying when you do it. We want to hear the crying.
Really?
No, not really. What kind of monster do you think? Never mind. Rhetorical question. And I'm learning not to ask rhetorical questions because I seem to keep getting answers.
Yes. Absolutely. When Fad's around, rhetorical questions always get answered. They are no longer rhetorical.
That seems only right that rhetorical questions get rhetorical answers.
Yeah.
The Trillian's over there filling up. You just run around doing lots of stuff, aren't you, Trillian? Like getting the cows
Filling up
sorted.
the mixer, feed mixer, and the cows. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And then you can fill greenhouses with manure and water and the cartons, as long as they're below 50%, the cartons can be loaded in the pallets. If you want. I'm sure there's lots of pallets that run around and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much of that little stuff to do. I was going to say little stuff to do, but all that little stuff adds up to quite a bit, doesn't it? So during the winter, we've got that stuff to manage, which is good because then we've got something to work on in the winter. But boy, you're still going to manage it in the summer too. That's when it really gets busy. I guess we could just not run the brewery and all that stuff in the summer. Excuse me, in the summer. Hiccups.
Can you stop production and switch it off whilst it's got goods in it, or not?
I just don't pull out the pallets once the pallet is full.
Oh yeah, of course. So you don't. It's not like you have an on-off switch and you can say, "Hey, yeah, take a summer vacation, guys."
You can say it, but
yeah, it doesn't necessarily hold. Yeah, understood.
And we're gonna have some grass to harvest and forage to harvest. Corn for course, plus we're gonna harvest the corn one of the fields, I think.
Da-da-da-da-da. I am actually going to try this.
You're the man. You can do it, Pat. If I can do it, you can do it. I was going to say even Stocko could do it, and I thought...
Yeah, unfortunately the trailer's already kind of veering, so...
no.
I think we might need to take a slightly more sensible approach, which is rather dull and boring, but hey, we tried.
Tried and failed. Tried and died.
I mean, that works out nicely, because if I take this pass with you, then next pass you're unavailable to me, and I just kind of go with Rick.
Or go over and visit the trees of Beavis.
Yes, the trees of Beavis. Everyone assumes that it's a typo and it's supposed to read pear tree, but no, it's pea tree. Da, da, da.
I like that road train mod. Pretty nice. Those trucks are pretty nice.
Yes, they are.
With trailers and stuff.
That's not what I'm using, of course, but...
yeah, it is.
No,
That's
is
is
this one of the road trains? I thought this was just a normal Fleagle.
Nope. Oh, the trailers, yeah. But if you look...
Oh, the truck, yeah. Oh yeah, the truck's very good.
Tipper's a tipper.
Look at the grey loves a truck.
Funny though, that truck, if you look at the base one, it's not a lot of difference between them. The lizard one. Change the color and change some things around a little bit. Which is fine. Does the job, it works.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of those trucks look cookie cutter anyway, in real life, so.
Well, you almost think that they come off of a production line.
Yeah, you'd think. I was thinking more of just some of the different brands, are built in the same factories with the same parts.
Yes.
Can't think of any off the top of my head, but they're there just like they are with cars.
Yeah, it's just a badging exercise. Minor cosmetic differences. I'm assuming I'm putting this directly into storage when I'm
That's correct.
killed. Because I think after this next pass with Rick, I'll probably go and drop it.
Yeah,
Like it's hot.
Canola inside the soybeans are pretty low stress for the tipper.
This is why I have the tipper job, because if it was high stress, it would be kind of no fad, no fad, no. It would be stress for everyone else, not for the tipper.
Yeah. Stress for us. Would you stop running over the crops?
I wouldn't be running over the crops. I'd just be kind of okay,
Stop running over the harvester.
pretty much. and Rick will attest. I've already managed to do that once today. So. Oh dear, such joy.
Just tap on the shoulder, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So we've got fields 17 and 6 are both corn, I believe. Is that right?
Ah.
Well, what's 16 then?
The wheat or barley?
Yeah.
Wait.
But is it ready to harvest yet?
Soybeans?
Is it? Okay, I didn't want to stop.
Not ready.
Oh, it's soybeans. Okay, it's not ready till probably with the corn then. Okay.
The dark
So,
green.
so in game time tomorrow will be the start of autumn, first day of autumn. So we'll have the soybean harvest, a corn harvest on 17. So that's 16 is soy, 17 is corn, and then down on field 6 by the BGA, that'll be corn that we'll chop. And we may chop some of 17, I guess we'll see. Because we do need corn, but at the same time we got corn now and we need cash, because I'm intending that we're going to be returning these leased tractors this fall in autumn, and buying at least a couple of the big tractors and purchasing them, because we want to get out of the leasing. We only did that just to get through this year. That's
Yep.
the plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh my gosh! Did you notice the sugar factory has? You can see the smoke coming out of it.
Yep, I saw that earlier.
Stack. I never noticed it. That looks neat.
Yep.
But that smoke, that's probably stuff that's heat and stuff we can capture and use. Waste.
You can tell who the homesteader is, can't you?
Well, it's like we crushed berries yesterday, the other day, to make blackberry pie. We crushed the blackberries in a KitchenAid with a food press on it, and so you get the remaining stuff, which is that called the must? I forget what it's called, but it's basically the seeds and all the vegetable matter, all the fruit matter that didn't go into the juice. And so we ended up putting it in our composters, but so I guess that's a good use of it. But it'd be nice to be able to use it for food, because there's still sugar in it. Like, there's still nutrients in it, but I don't know, it goes in compost and feeds the worms and feeds the soil. We've got five of those, those black cone shaped composters. So that goes to show you, we compost a lot. There's 3 of us, and we can basically put out about a half of a garbage bag of garbage every 2 weeks. So a full garbage bag a month. That's all the plastic packaging and stuff that we, things that you can't recycle here, that don't have the numbers on them and that. So try and waste as little as we can.
That makes sense.
Well, I figure if everybody did that, we'd certainly be in better shape, but a lot of
Yeah.
people feel they don't have time to do it, so what do you do? Make it expensive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. It almost sounds a little bit ranty, but anyway.
I know what you're saying. I
happy.
mean, for me, I guess over here we get a lot of stuff that is it's organised recycling by kind of the government trash collection and stuff. So you then kind of why should I do it by myself, and can I do it by myself, and it's trying to take advantage of that larger scale.
Well, people are busy, and they'd rather, instead of putting their time into that, they want to put their time into doing things they want to do instead of messing with recycles. So, okay, I can understand that. So that's where you got to have a thing where, you know, fine, at least rinse your stuff off, make sure it's clean, and put it out in a bin or whatever, and somebody will pick it up and sort it in a bigger scale. I guess that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I mean, my biggest issue is I live in a block of apartments, and we have 3 small bins for cardboard, plastic, and cans, and it's just not enough.
Yeah, so I guess there is somebody has to go to whoever owns the apartments and say, look, we want more.
Well, it's not even that. It's provided by the local council.
Or the council.
Yeah. What they've done here is they've made the normal collection smaller, so the bin for your normal, like every kind of rubbish, not recyclable, is much smaller now. So if you don't do any recycling at all, you're just not gonna have enough room in your tiny little non-recyclable bin to you're going to be overflowing in rubbish unless you recycle. Basically, it wasn't like that to start with. We've been making it in smaller collections less often.
I don't know what it's like for you, Trillian. It's also inconsistent. I've lived in a couple of different places down here, and it's kind of one place recycles food, another place doesn't. One place recycles plastic from the doorstep, another one doesn't. Or cardboard.
It's slower getting these sort of gardening stuff, especially to like flats. They don't really have a gardening waste thing. At least some of them don't. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean down here we have to pay. You can have a garden waste bin, but you have to pay an extra fee for that, which is fine. It's like £30 a year or something. So it's, you know what? That's not the end of the world. I'd rather pay that than have smelly, damp grass in the back of my car.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting better, but I think you're right, Hitman. If everyone were able on a mass scale to do the amount of reduction of non-recyclable waste that you guys do, yeah, I think the planet we'd be going downhill a lot slower.
Well, that's not even necessary. The problem is the stuff being packaged, not what to do with the packaging when it gets there, or like after it's done. Like, how much stuff do you have to cut open that's wrapped in plastic?
Oh, not just wrapped in plastic, but double wrapped in plastic, because you've got to have the plastic that keeps the product safe, and then you've got to have the pretty bit around it that makes it look nice.
So, yeah, more cardboard, more paper. That's not all that great either, but it's certainly better than the plastics that they're using now. The old plastic way back in the day would last. It seemed like it would last forever. Like you get a plastic grocery bag, they wouldn't break open. They were tough. Now things go through it. But that's because either they're using a different kind of plastic, or else it's a biodegradable plastic, which all that means is it just breaks into smaller bits.
Yeah, it's just going the opposite direction here because, of course, they've introduced bag charges, government bag charges. So, of course, now all of the supermarkets are making the bags that people are having to pay for. They're making them thicker and more heavy duty because people are complaining that, hey, I'm paying for this bag and it's falling apart. So it's almost it's a weird one, that.
Might have missed a little bit there, Rick. I'm not sure if it's going to grab it or not when you go along there. I didn't do my turn quite right. Pretty tight turn. You get a nice long turn, don't you?
On this end.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay, so it's opposite.
Yeah, same.
Both doing the same.
Yep, it's all good. So yeah, so now we've set the world to right with recycling.
Well, I wouldn't say that. There's still a lot of other things you could do about recycling, but
Oh god, yeah.
but I mean, as long as we're headed in the right direction, I guess. It's just the speed seems pretty slow. Here I've got 1, 2, 3, at least 6 different bins for recycling, like my own bins, like these big Rubbermaid tubs, and one has plastic, one has paper, one has cardboard, one has steel, one has aluminum, like, and there's a glass one, so that was 6, and there may even be others, and then the cans and bottles are returned separately in a different area, and you actually get money back for those. So all that, we take that to we have a depot here on our little island where we take all that stuff to, and then we sort it there. Like they have, put your plastics here, put your bottles here, and all that. And then milk jugs, for instance, are a separate thing because they're the plastic 4-liter milk jugs, 1-gallon milk jugs. And then they have a separate one for the milk cartons, which are cardboard. Those that will like our carton factory there. So you kind of sort it yourself. They still have employees working there to kind of keep things moving because otherwise it would all get gummed up. But by the time it actually gets to the recycle depot, it's already been well sorted. So unfortunately, you get a lot of people who they're really not interested. They're only doing it because they have to. So the bottles that need to be rinsed, they're only just a quick run out under the tap, so it's still got stuff in it, so it stinks or it's full of bugs.
Yeah.
So we rinse ours very well so that when they don't have odors.
It doesn't take too much. You just give it a couple of goes, and it's usually fine. Unless it contains alcohol, in which case it needs a little bit more.
Well, we live in a place where water is pretty freely available. You get some places where you can't be doing that, wasting your water that way, even though it's just going to be used further down the.
Yeah, I think one of the things I was reading about, there was a news article the other day that they were talking about having a kind of a reward system for people returning their single-use like soda bottles, and the companies that use those bottles, that put their products in those bottles, are kind of trying to oppose it and make it difficult because hey, it's not as easy to just let everyone trash it and buy new plastic and make new bottles than it is to kind of take the old bottles and reuse them and make sure that they're sanitized and clean and stuff. And it's going, well, that's just how you've got your business model set up. I mean, if you were to set your business model up to reuse, surely it would be just as easy to do that, but it's just a different trail of logistics.
We honestly, glass is very well. I don't know a lot about it, but my understanding is that glass is easy to recycle, easy to clean. I use wine and beer bottles of glass, really easy to clean compared to plastic. So yeah, it'd be good if we started using more glass again. Plus, I don't know. Have you noticed, for instance, that soft drinks taste better out of bottles, beer tastes better out of bottles? Like glass bottles rather than plastic bottles or cans. I don't know why we're not just using glass. It's heavy, I guess.
Also, when you consider a lot of the people that talk about the seepage from plastics into the drinks and those kind of the chemical effects that potentially happen, you think about those and it doesn't happen with the glass.
There you go. My gosh, did we just spend like 10 or 15 minutes talking about recycle stuff?
Probably. We talk about random stuff on this. We really do, and when we get going, we kind of delve into a topic, and if we're all feeling in that mood, it just kind of goes, yeah, let's go down this winding country road. Oh. Hey, that's Beavis's house, isn't it? Is he peeing against a tree?
All the trees are brown.
Oh dear, such fun. But no, I mean, just because we're farming doesn't mean we can't talk about something meaningful in the real world.
That's true. Or real farming.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my brother obviously, he's fixing agricultural equipment, so I get to hear all about it. It's kind of, yeah, and he was talking about one this last weekend, and he's literally taking the grain tank out of an old John Deere. So it had a fire, and it's kind of bubbled the bottom of the grain tank. So they're purpose building a new replacement part for it in Germany and shipping it over. So he's kind of got to take the whole thing apart, pull the grain tank out. Fortunately, they've done all the harvesting for the year with that particular harvester. Mini. Says the goops.
So, one thing we're going through here is, here where I live, is the food we grow, we have such a huge surplus. What do you do with it? Like, I mean, the answer usually is, well, sell it. Well, you don't have time to do that. You're harvesting, you're watering, like, we haven't had rain in months. So, you're watering almost every day, and, and there's just so much maintenance. Well, that's the thing, is it's, you plant one plant and you get this, like an apple tree. Well, an apple tree doesn't say, okay, here you can have a few apples a day. No, it's like, well, here's 60, 70 pounds of apples from one tree. What do you do with it? Like, what do you do? We don't live anywhere where it's cold enough to store. Like, we tried a clamp, which was a big mound of dirt with our potatoes and our carrots underneath there for the winter, but it just did not get cold enough to store it. So now we've got freezers and fridges, and so we're getting into the canning. So that's helping. I imagine as soon as I said that, somebody was like, "No, do the canning." Well, it's easy to say, but when you're harvesting and you're doing the maintenance, and then to try and do the canning and making pies and making jams and jellies, and there's so much that you just like, oh my gosh, is winter here yet?
Yeah, well, I think what everyone is thinking, Hitman, is really you're just whinging. You sleep, don't you? I mean, if you have time to sleep, then you have time to can.
Well, I have time to play computer games, so I can't really say that much. But
by the same token, I know what you mean. It's kind of there's enough jobs already lined up.
So there's a lot to farming. I mean, it's not just throw some seeds in the ground and you get some food. That's anyone who thinks that hasn't actually tried it.
Well, it is if you're doing it on a balcony in an apartment. It's got, hey, I'll just throw some spring onion seeds in the thing. Oh wait, they're still there. Okay.
Then don't forget to water them. You forget just,
Oh yeah, I do that.
2 days in a row, and then you don't have any food.
And I have a bell pepper plant that's got like one bell pepper on it at the moment.
Now that you can bring in the winter,
Yes.
and you can even buy a plant bulb, and just to kind of keep some lumens hitting it, and next year it's really going to produce. And the plant will probably get kind of leggy and stringy because of using a plant light over the winter, because I don't imagine you get enough light there in the winter to keep it going. But I tell you, next spring and summer, you're gonna have tons of peppers then. We grow cayennes that way, or cayenne peppers.
Nice.
And we have them year round. Yeah. Use them on all our food, or a lot of food. Also got a couple dehydrators, so you dehydrate the food and store it. Yeah,
Warning,
so
we're coming in at 8.
Oh wow, is he ever? Go. And jackknife. And he slowed down first. Good job, Pat. We're just about out of time. We're just about out of field.
Well, that works, doesn't it?
Did you find anything to do, Trillian, as far as...
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
kind of lost track of what you're doing there when we're babbling about recycles.
Not got a lot done.
Oh, I'm sure.
Gareth and try to get the wheat into the beer factory.
Yeah, it's a little bit. When I was doing it, I had to go a little ways away from the wall. If you get too close to the wall, you almost dump it on the. I think it will.
I'll go further away.
And,
Always a good option.
Keep an eye on your F1 menu because it may be overloading instead of tipping. So you may actually be able to unload, but it's not showing up down in the corner to show you the tip icon.
Or it could be overlipping instead of toading.
It's showing the tip icon and it's saying I to unload, but when I press I, I'm just getting that menu.
Aye, aye.
I don't know why.
He's craziness of darkness.
Try B. Harvest. What do you think? One more pass? That looks like a pass in a bit.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be like one row of plant greater than. That's my guesstimate.
Yeah, just moved a little bit.
Wig away just a little bit.
Small point off to the left of where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, it's not exact.
So I did have a question though. I was looking at the seed production fertilizer buildings. I don't know what you call them. The 3 grey and blue buildings. One of them needs grain. Which grain do you usually put in there?
I would say we should use. Oh my gosh, that's a good question. What would we use? Look, we kind of need the wheat and the barley.
Ooh, I was wrong.
We're getting this all in one trip. I think we would probably use wheat because we just simply have more of it this year than the barley. Because we had to lease the field for the barley. I don't know that we. It depends on how much seed is there. We may not actually need to make any right now. It produces it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's what. I went round with water around it all, and it didn't need any. So.
Alright, so I think we can wrap it up for today. So we're gonna start from where did we start last time? Was it from the top or the bottom?
I can't see the screen, so I can't. You're gonna have to tell me when I'm talking.
We're gonna go random and we'll start with Rick, and he wasn't even expecting that. Go, Rick.
See you later, guys.
And over to Fat.
Take care, folks.
Trillian.
Lost again.
No, I'm last. What do you mean?
Oh, you don't count.
Oh man.
He does. He's got 82 at the end of his name. He's got to count.
Thanks for watching.
Oh my gosh. And bye for now.